I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
Today's
More.
You
No.
Podcast.
Today I want to talk about stressors and what Dr. Phil discussed regarding stressors in his book Real Life. Understanding how you mentally cause stress for yourself as well as different forms of stress allows you to handle stress much better. And it's vital to be able to handle stress, not only to perform at your highest level, but also for your personal health. So a lot of irrational beliefs cause stress in our minds, and I want to share some common thought patterns discussed in Dr. Phil's book that many people find themselves stuck in that provide stress in their lives. These were shown to him by a couple of his mentors, Albert Ellis and Emmett Viden. So the first one they call masturbation, which goes along the lines of I must succeed and obtain approval. It's creating absolute and binary expectations for yourself. And the reality is that nothing works out perfect and everybody makes mistakes and things don't work out how they're supposed to. And because of this, by setting unrealistic expectations like this, you're creating additional stress in your life. Next is what they call awfulizing, which is where you share something that you did and then think, isn't that awful? You're thinking about something you did wrong in the past and then you're creating negative internal dialogue surrounding it, both providing no value to your life and only additional stress. After that, the third form of stressful internal dialogue is called low frustration tolerance. And this is along the lines of I can't do X. It would be too hard for me. This form of negative internal dialogue is self-defeating, and believing you can't do something sets you up for failure. Then the fourth is what they call rating and blaming. And these are things like I'm worthless because I made a mistake or the world's a rotten place to live in. It's really self-defeating and pessimistic internal dialogue. And finally, the fifth form of internal dialogue that provides stress is what they call overgeneralizing. And this is having an always or never attitude. So it's like saying blank is good for everybody, or blank is lousy. It's really absolute generalizations that aren't necessarily true. And from here I want to share 3 categories of stress that have been studied repeatedly. The first is social disconnection stress. And these are stressful reactions that result from strained relationships with friends and family. The next stress category is performance stress. And this is work and academic stress in which people report being pressured to have high productivity and to meet time demands. And the last form of stress is called pessimistic stress. And this is an attitude in which you have no faith or hope. It's a self-defeating mentality where you expect the worst. Understanding negative internal dialogue and external aspects that can cause stress in your life will allow you to cope with stress much better. And by improving your ability to handle stress, you'll no doubt have better relationships and perform at a higher level, both of which will allow you to impact the world at a higher level and craft a life of significance.
I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
Today's
More.
You
No.
Podcast.